Alright, so to demonstrate this adequately in HardOps, I'll just Shift A, add a plane, and from here we'll just tab into edit mode, and I'm just going to grab this point, Alt D to extend it, Alt D again to extend over this way, Alt D to bring this up, Alt D to extend that one out, Alt D to bring that one out. We can grab this point, press Ctrl Shift B. We can continue extending and just working these inside to create some little interior shapes. But with that, we now have our shape created. Let's press Q and we'll choose solidify in order to solidify the shape and give it enough thickness in order to cut into the shape. And by selecting first what we want to have our cutter and then the target, we could press Q and we see that our first option is difference. And so let's just select that from our Q menu, and we see that we performed a difference using exact, which we can always change by pressing F9 and bringing up the properties window to go in and change the type of boolean that we have set up. Maybe we don't actually want it to be exact, maybe we want it to be fast, so that way it doesn't exactly begin choking out the performance immediately. But now we have our boolean set up. If we wanted to, we could always press Q, and there's an option inside the boolean menu for shift bool. And shift bool is one of my favorites. Generally, if you choose a difference and you jump into shift bool, it will immediately shift over to a slice, which is just mandatory behavior for shift boolean. However, if you were to press spacebar, you actually now have a spacebar option menu where you can choose exactly which option you want to shift to. So instead of just rolling the wheel and jumping through all the different types, if you specifically want something like, say, an outset, we want to specifically be outsetting from this particular shape, we could just directly jump there. If we want to hit the space bar and directly jump to inset and have inset specifically able to be adjusted, we can now do that just by going in and actually hitting space bar. We can just directly access the specific operation that we want to do inside of the Boolshift system. So just letting users know that it's available is just something I've always wanted, because you know, whenever it comes to two shape, if we were to press QOT, we can press spacebar and we see that there's actually the selector menu where you can go in and select, say I want an empty, or maybe I want a convex hull approximation of this mesh, or you press spacebar and you can go in and choose a decap, where after pressing D and you hide it and we change the axis, you can actually see what decap's doing in action, where it's basically cutting things off. We can press C to cap it if we want to have a cap, or we could just press A again in order to have no cap, choose to have array caps, default caps, or just no caps, like I said. But just like that, it has a similarity whenever it comes to 2Shape 1.5. So I'm just happy to announce that it's now a part of Boolshift whenever it comes to HardOps.